Councilwoman Rios, are you in a good position to be on you're not driving, right? Okay, good. Sorry, just for your safety. Need
All
to
right.
make sure.
All right, we're live.
Okay. And we're at 6 o'clock. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are we recording?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our special meeting on January 9th, 2025. Our first order of business is a call to order and the rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. And I believe someone has brought an American flag.
Yep, let me get it up right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, there's the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our second order of business is a reading of the Sunshine Statement and roll call by our municipal clerk, Mrs. Lauren Statz.
This special meeting of the Dunellen Borough Council is held on January 9th, 2025, is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law. Notices of this meeting were sent to the Courier News and Star Ledger on January 6th, 2025. In addition, copies of notices were posted on the official Dunellen website and public bulletin board on North Avenue on January 6th, 2025. Notices on the bulletin board and website have remained continuously posted. Mayor Salento.
Present.
Council President Sigmund.
Here.
Mrs. Albertson.
Here.
Mrs. Lance.
Here.
Mrs. Rios.
Here.
Mr. Scott.
Here.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Here.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being present. Item number 3 on the agenda is mayor's appointments to board, commissions, and authorities. These are without votes. There are three different committee appointments to the Morrow House Restoration Committee, the Dunellen Downtown Management Organization, and to the Housing Review Group Committee that will be for the affordable housing resolution that we have coming up. So thank you, everyone, for stepping forward and volunteering and being a part of our efforts. So thank you. Item number 4 on the agenda is the approval of our meeting minutes. Can I have a motion and second on the regular meeting minutes of December 16th, 2024?
Move it. Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
Any comments or questions or additions or edits to the meeting minutes from December 16th as they currently stand? Without hearing any, Mrs. Stotts, can we take a roll call, please?
Mrs. Albertson.
Yes.
Mrs. Lance.
Yes.
Mrs. Rios.
Yes.
Mr. Scott.
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
And Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 5 on the agenda, although it's marked as 4, I believe I'm saying that right, is resolutions 48 through 51. Mrs. Stats, if you can read through them with a motion and second from council, and then if there's any discussions with them.
Resolution number 48 is to pay the bills.
Move it. Sigmund.
Second, Lance. Second, Albertson.
Mrs. Albertson.
We're
Yes.
getting feedback from someone's background, so whoever sounds like they're banging something, could you please stop doing that? Thank you.
Mrs. Lance.
Yes.
Mrs. Rios.
Yes.
Mr. Scott.
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund.
Yes.
and Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 49 is a resolution authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for planning services to address affordable housing in the borough.
Move it. Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
I am going to ask Jessica Almeida Esquire is online. I saw her name as a participant. If she can come forward and just briefly explain to council what this is before they have a formal discussion and vote.
Good evening, Mayor. This is a resolution to hire the planning firm of DMR, who the borough has worked with in the past and is well known to us. As a result of a law that was passed this past year, each municipality in the state of New Jersey is required to adopt a resolution, which will be coming up in the next few weeks, to accept a number for their affordable housing obligations. This resolution sets forth DMR's responsibilities to prepare a fourth round housing element and fair share plan, which will address those obligations. So we'll be adopting a resolution in the coming weeks to meet to adopt the obligation, and they will be developing the plan to meet the obligation.
Okay. Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome.
Council, any further discussion before we take a roll call? Without hearing any, can we take a roll call, please?
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 50 is to amend a resolution from June 17th, 2024, number 202, approving liquor licenses for the 2024-2025 licensing term.
Move it. Sigmund.
Second, Lance.
Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Resolution number 51 is to approve a solicitor's license for Xfinity Comcast.
Move it. Sigmund.
Second, Lance.
So I know we approved one at the January 1st meeting. Somebody else came in and handed in their paperwork, so we're approving another person to walk around as well. Mrs. Albertson,
Yes.
Mrs. Lance,
Yes.
Mrs. Rios,
Yes.
Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund,
Yes.
and Mr. Vandermark.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Item number should be 6 on the agenda.
Yep.
Reports, council members. I'm just going to do a general blanket because I know this is a special meeting. Do we have any specific reports for this evening?
No.
No, Mayor.
Okay. At this moment in time, we'll open the floor on item number 7 on the agenda, which would be public comments. We ask that you please state your name and address, and we're here to hear your concerns and answer any questions. Without hearing any, we'll close that portion of the meeting. We have number 8 on the agenda, which is adjournment, which resolution number 52. Can I have a motion a second?
Move it. Sigmund.
Second, Albertson.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays? Without hearing any, we will close this meeting. Our next regular meeting is going to be held on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the council chambers. We appreciate everyone being here for our special meeting. We had to coordinate this with the affordable housing obligation, so we appreciate everyone being here, and we'll see you January 21st. That's a Tuesday again, not on Monday because of the holiday. So thank you, everyone, and see you then.
Bye, everyone.